Your next airport mistake could get you stopped, searched, or even banned from flying. TSA is watching you, and you don't even know it. Every move you make, every item you pack, it's all being scanned, analyzed, and flagged in real time. And if you make even one of these 7 mistakes, searched, or even denied boarding on your next flight. But here's the thing. Most travelers have no idea they're making these mistakes until it's too late. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what gets you flagged at airport security, why TSA officers secretly watch certain passengers, and the one mistake that can cost you hundreds of dollars in extra screenings. And trust me, you do not want to find out the hard way. So stick around till the end, because the last mistake on this list is something almost every traveler does without realizing it. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never get caught off guard at the airport again. All right, let's dive in and get through TSA without a single problem. All right, let's kick things off with a big one: banned items. It seems obvious, but you wouldn't believe the crazy stuff people try to sneak past TSA. And guys, we're not talking about just guns and grenades here. First up, you've got your everyday items that could be mistaken for weapons. Think about it. A metal water bottle could look like a pipe bomb on the X-ray, right? Or how about those chunky belt buckles? You've got to ditch those bad boys before you get to security. Seriously, it's not worth the hassle. And don't even get me started on liquids. TSA has strict rules about those. Remember the 311 rule: 3.4 ounces or less per container, all your liquids in a single quart-sized bag, and 1 bag per person. Easy peasy, right? But here's the thing. They're not messing around with those limits. The point is, guys, check the TSA's website before you pack. They have a whole list of banned and restricted items, and it changes all the time. So stay updated. So you've got your bags packed and ready to go. But hold up a sec. Before you zip up that suitcase and head out the door, let's take a moment to think about what you're actually going to wear on your journey. Trust me, this is more important than you might think. Before you head to the airport looking like you're ready to climb Mount Everest, let's have a quick chat about your travel outfit. You might be tempted to wear your heaviest gear to save space in your luggage, but that's not always the best idea. Let's talk about what you're wearing. The right outfit can make your travel experience so much smoother and more comfortable. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good and moving through the airport with ease. Believe it or not, your outfit can actually slow you down at security. The more complicated your attire, the more time you'll spend getting through those checkpoints. And nobody wants to be that person holding up the line. First things first, ditch the heavy boots. They might be great for hiking, but they're a nightmare at airport security. Opt for slip-on shoes instead. They're easy to take off and put back on, saving you precious time and hassle. I know, they look super cool, but those bad boys are going to set off the metal detector every single time. And trust me, you don't want to be the one causing a commotion at security. The same goes for all those metal accessories. Sure, they add a touch of style, but they also add extra minutes to your security check. Belts, jewelry, watches, leave them in your carry-on, or better yet, at home. The fewer items you have to remove, the quicker you'll get through security. Plus, you won't risk losing anything valuable in the process. You'll thank me later when you're breezing through security while everyone else is struggling to unhook their bling. It's all about making your travel experience as smooth and stress-free as possible. Layering is another big no-no. While it might seem like a good idea to wear multiple layers to stay warm, it can actually slow you down. I get it. Airplanes can be freezing. But trust me, it's better to wear a comfy sweatshirt or jacket that you can easily take off if you get too hot. This way, you can adjust your comfort level without having to deal with a pile of clothes. The key here, guys, is to keep it simple. Simple outfits mean fewer complications. Think about breathable fabrics and clothes that allow you to move freely. Wear loose-fitting, comfortable clothes that are easy to take on and off. This isn't just about getting through security. It's about being comfortable during your entire journey. You'll be way more comfortable during your flight, and you'll get through security in a flash. So next time you're packing for a trip, remember, comfort is key. We've talked about what you pack and what you wear, but what about how you act? Believe it or not, your behavior at the airport can make a huge difference in how smoothly you get through security. TSA agents are trained to spot nervous flyers, and if you're acting shifty, they're going to notice. Think about it. You're already in a stressful environment. Long lines, security checkpoints, people rushing everywhere. It's easy to let your anxiety get the best of you, but try to stay calm, cool, and collected. Avoid making any sudden movements, and for goodness sake, don't make any jokes about bombs or weapons. Another thing to keep in mind is eye contact. Don't be afraid to make eye contact with the TSA agents. It shows that you're confident and have nothing to hide. On the flip side, don't avoid eye contact altogether. That just makes you look suspicious. The bottom line is this: act natural, be polite, and follow the rules. The more relaxed and confident you appear, the less likely you are to attract unwanted attention. Okay, let's talk tech. In today's world, technology is an integral part of our lives. We rely on it for work, entertainment, and staying connected with loved ones. But when it comes to traveling, especially through airports, we need to be smart about how much tech we bring along. I know you guys love your gadgets, laptops, tablets, phones, headphones, the works. It's tempting to bring everything you own, just in case you need it. But trust me, less is more. But when it comes to airport security, less is definitely more. The more gadgets you have, the more time you'll spend unpacking and repacking them at security checkpoints. Bringing a whole backpack full of electronics is just asking for trouble. Not only does it make your bag heavier and bulkier, but it also increases the chances of something getting lost or damaged. First off, all those gadgets are going to clutter up your carry-on and slow you down at the security checkpoint. Imagine having to take out each device, place it in a separate bin, and then put it all back together while people behind you are getting impatient. You'll be stuck digging through your bag trying to find your laptop while the people behind you are giving you the evil eye. Not a fun experience. Plus, the more you have to handle your devices, the higher the risk of dropping or damaging them. Second, having a ton of electronics can make you look suspicious. TSA agents are trained to be cautious, and seeing someone with an excessive amount of tech gear might raise red flags. TSA agents might wonder why you need so much tech gear, especially if you're only going on a short trip. This could lead to additional questioning and delays, which nobody wants. It's best to stick to the essentials: your phone, maybe a tablet for entertainment, and a laptop if you absolutely need it for work. Think about what you'll realistically use during your trip and leave the rest at home. And speaking of laptops, make sure they're charged and ready to go. A dead battery can cause unnecessary delays, especially if TSA asks you to power it on. TSA might ask you to turn it on to prove that it's actually a working computer and not some kind of disguised weapon. This is a common security measure, so be prepared. The same goes for your phone. Make sure it's charged and easily accessible. You don't want to be fumbling around trying to find a charger at the last minute. Make sure it's charged and easily accessible. A fully charged phone is not only essential for communication, but also for accessing your boarding pass, travel itinerary, and other important information. My advice? Keep your tech to a minimum and make sure it's all charged and ready to go. Traveling can be stressful enough without the added hassle of managing a ton of gadgets. Simplify your life, and your travel experience will be much smoother. Chapter 5. Organize your carry-on like a pro. We've all been there. You're at the security checkpoint. The line is moving at a snail's pace, and suddenly, it's your turn. You feel the pressure mounting as you approach the conveyor belt, and you start to wonder if you packed everything correctly. You grab your carry-on, unzip it, and boom, it's like a bomb went off in there. Items are jumbled together, and you can't find what you need. Clothes are spilling out, toiletries are rolling around, and you can't find your boarding pass anywhere. Talk about stressful. It's a nightmare scenario that can easily be avoided with a bit of planning. Trust me, guys, having an organized carry-on is a game changer when it comes to airport security. Not only does it make the process smoother, but it also gives you peace of mind knowing exactly where everything is. It'll save you time, reduce stress, and prevent you from looking like a hot mess in front of everyone. Imagine gliding through security with ease, while others fumble with their belongings. First things first, invest in some clear toiletry bags. These are not just a suggestion, they're a must-have for any savvy traveler. TSA requires all liquids to be in containers of 3.4 ounces or less and placed in a single quart-sized clear plastic bag. This rule is non-negotiable, so make sure you're prepared. Next, create separate sections for your electronics, chargers, and any other essentials you need to access quickly. Use packing cubes or small pouches to keep everything in its place. And for goodness sake, keep your boarding pass and ID easily accessible. These are the two most important items you'll need at the airport. Don't bury them at the bottom of your bag or stuff them in some random pocket. Use a dedicated slot or a front pocket for quick access. Remember, a well-organized carry-on is a happy carry-on. It makes your travel experience more enjoyable and hassle-free. So take the time to pack smart, and you'll thank yourself later. Chapter 6. Double-check your docs. You've packed your bags, you're dressed to fly, and you're feeling good. But before you head to the airport, there's one more crucial step: double-checking your travel documents. It might seem obvious, but you wouldn't believe how many people make careless mistakes with their boarding passes and IDs. First things first, make sure your name on your boarding pass matches the name on your government-issued ID. It sounds simple, but even a small typo can cause major headaches at the airport. Double-check everything, and I mean everything. Next, check your flight information: the date, the time, the departure airport, the arrival airport. Make sure it all lines up with your travel plans. If you're traveling internationally, make sure your passport is up to date and valid for at least 6 months after your planned return date. And finally, make copies of all your important documents: your passport, your visa, if applicable, your driver's license, your credit cards, and keep them separate from your actual documents. Remember, guys, your travel documents are your golden ticket to getting on that plane. Chapter 7. Seriously, don't joke about security. Alright guys, we've covered a lot of ground today, but there's one last thing I need to emphasize. Never ever joke about security threats at the airport. I know it sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people think it's funny to make light of serious situations. Here's the deal. Airport security is no laughing matter. TSA agents and law enforcement officers take their jobs very seriously, and they have zero tolerance for jokes about bombs, weapons, or anything else that could be perceived as a threat. Making a joke about security, even if you mean it in jest, can have serious consequences. You could be detained, questioned, and even arrested. You could miss your flight, face fines, and even end up on a no-fly list. Trust me, it's not worth the risk. So, what's the takeaway here? Keep your jokes to yourself, be respectful of the security personnel, and focus on having a safe and enjoyable trip. Fly safe, my friends. So there you have it, guys. 7 TSA mistakes that could ruin your trip. I know airport security can be a hassle, but by following these simple tips, you can breeze through those checkpoints like a pro. Want to avoid TSA trouble forever? Hit that subscribe button and travel smarter every time. We've got tons of awesome travel tips and tricks coming your way. And if you want to learn even more shocking airport security secrets, check out this next video. You won't believe what they don't want you to know.